Right. Hello. If you if you are watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Okay. So welcome to the live. Okay, so I have a lot to say. Okay. I have a lot to say. Welcome, everyone. And who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Let me let everybody know that I'm okay. Everybody doing okay? Everybody doing amazing. It's so much going on, right? Right. I'm woo. I'm just here to, I'm just a messenger. I mean, because I know that some of y'all are kind of new, and some of y'all have been, following me for just a little time, and you're like, what is Coach A talking about? Um, but we have to understand we're in it. Okay. It feels very off because we're in it. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Christian. Who is this? Hey, Allie. Anybody else live? If you're watching live, comment live. Um, if you're watching the replay, comment replay. So today we're going to talk about DEI, white women, being the beneficiaries of DEI because some people still don't get it. Why Black women are just, we got to stop being so loud. Okay. That's another thing. Pluto and Aquarius. And then also, there's no more time. Okay. This is probably going to be a long live. Probably wait, more than an hour. So definitely, you could take a break, come back. But, I'll still be here talking. If everything's fine, right? Maddie is fine. She was a little down today, like a little sick today. So she's upstairs and getting her strength back and got her some meds. So she's good. So thank everyone who checked in. Thank you so much. So again, this is about, I want you to so let me just start off by saying this. Okay. Number one, I don't care about any of this political stuff. Okay. I'm really, really independent. I really don't care. I call myself a conservative independent just because if I know the game of where I am, and I had to do a lot of studying to understand the strategy. I think a lot of y'all, especially Black women, are still trying to, y'all are still surface level on a couple of things. You got to understand your enemy. Y'all see how I put that? I'm not talking about the human shell. I'm talking about the actual spirit of your enemy. Okay. The enemy of that's by way of spirit, that spirit. not the spirit, but you know what I'm talking about. You have to understand your enemy. Okay. I want you to also understand this. You are going to have to read more. If you are a Christian and you're 100% like Christian, I'm going to need for you to start reading other things outside of that, because that book is really what's tearing you up, because you don't know anything. This is coming from somebody who was raised in the church, okay? That was raised in the church since she was 11 months old. If you are still screaming, Jesus is coming back, you are emotionally stunted. The Bible is a manifesto. This is going to mess with you. I know that this triggers, but I'd rather it trigger you now than for you to still be like longing. And you're like, I need you to stop thinking that you are going to be, that somebody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to pick you up. Nobody is coming. Okay. We're going through an energetic shift, and it is the change of the ages. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. I already know there's going to be people that's going to look at this and probably say, she's misleading the people. And no, I'm not misleading anybody. I'm misleading anybody that's saying that, oh, Jay, you're misleading, is a person that wants to keep you infantilized in the mind. Because everybody in here, you can leave, you can come and go as you please. You're an adult. Okay. So I want to make sure this is very clear. Everybody that is here and watching is watching by their own consent and own mind. This is why there's no pressuring anybody to do anything. If people are thinking that I'm misleading anybody, it is because they want to keep you a child. Okay. Okay. So a lot of the things I'm going to say is going to sound a little repetitive to those of you who've been watching me for a long time, but I'm also going to expand on some of this stuff because I do have new people that are just joining me. I've seen some names I've never seen before. Some people that have followed me recently, and something I said to online that's kind of like, wow, like, let me tap in. So this live is going to be one of those lives where I'm going to just let it all hang out. I'm just going to I'm going to be conservatively transparent, because obviously we're still on social platforms and there is some moderate censoring that we have to be aware of. So, and I don't want my account to be taken away, because I plan on having this account for a very long time. Okay. Okay. So let me because I had to put my notes here. I'm late because I had to get my notes, and then plus, when you're hungry, and I didn't have anything to eat this morning, I was like, let me eat something, because it was like my blood sugar dropping. So anyway, let's just talk about the whole DEI piece first. And I know that a couple of days that went by, a lot of people had what they had to, say what they had to say, and I made a long post about it, but DEI is one of those things where you really have to look at the code of it. It had nothing to do with fairness. Okay. And this is coming from somebody who worked in HR for 10 years. It's specifically in the talent acquisition and recruiting piece. Okay. I just want to make sure that's very crystal clear. You've got to understand that everybody does not want you at the top. You will never, ever, is the mic on? Okay. You will never be equal to the very people that set these rules in place to stay first. Okay. This is a conqueror space. This ain't about you. This is not about you. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with Jesus. They gave you Jesus and took your soul. That's what they did. Because they needed you to comply. They needed you to shut your mouth and go to work and do what you're supposed to do and obey the rules. Do y'all get me? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? This is going to hurt some of y'all feelings, and I love you anyway. This is not from a place of, because I'm going to pour into you too. So that's another thing. I'm going to break it down and build you back up. Because I don't want your emotions to be off. Okay. Like I already know they're a little off, but I don't want you to be off all day. I do want you to go away thinking and just putting yourself to work, like getting into the creation piece of your work. So you're going to have to understand that when it comes down to the DEI piece, I'm going to break it down because the critical shifts, everything is happening really, really volatile, and it's happening back to back on purpose, because this stuff has already been happening, right? It was happening even when Joe was in the seat. This has been going on. Okay. It just the face looks different than it does now. The one thing I tell people is that the ones that's in now, they have more of the audacity and I don't give a F-ness than the other ones, because the other ones that just left are trying to coddle you while they're doing things on the back end. Me and my best friend was just talking about this morning. On the back end, they tearing your tail up and you don't even know it. Okay, those are the ones that want to be known as your father. It's just a different face. It just looks very sweet. It looks like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, like a blood crip kind of thing. It looks like them versus us kind of thing. It's all the same. That's why it's two now. You remember how it used to be the Green Party? You used to have independent. You used to have other parties that could come to the front and run with their specific, but now it's two. You got one that presents themselves as the mother and ones that presents themselves as the great father. You can already peep game what I'm talking about. Okay. So the ones that were pushing and promoting the DEI aspect, and this goes down to the core so you can understand, socioeconomically, they were trying to bring in more people that look like me, but not at the top though. When you have more people at the top that look like people like me, it's easier to recruit talent. Okay. The initiatives were framed as tools to level the playing field for everybody, for Blacks, Indigenous people, people of color. But the primary beneficiaries of the DEI and affirmative action policies were actually white women, especially from the DEI perspectives. But then when you look at AA, it was Asian people that benefited the most. Does that make sense? White women have been seeing significant increases in leadership roles and corporate opportunities through affirmative action as well, by bypassing Black and brown women whose struggles brought these policies into focus. So while it looked like, because I told people Black women be loud and they don't even know what they're talking about. I love us. I will always love being a Black woman, but we loud for no reason and we don't read anything. The most educated group in the United States do not read. You just look at the article topic, you listen to a couple of panelists go back and forth, and they're gaslighting you too. They're ruffling you up as well. It's all a game. They're all in it together. You're the one outside just, I can't believe this. And they did this to us. You're not listening. And you still got people out here just regurgitating. Still got people, and this is not against white women. Like I have white women that have been clients of mine that have been sweet. I still talk to them, but everybody got to understand that this is the truth of what it is. This is the truth of what it is. It's just what it is. And I don't know why we fight what it is, because you want it to be something that it's not. It's not about that. It's about putting, let me tell y'all something. When we think about oligarchs, okay, you tend to think of just corporate, you know, the rich people taking over, right? You think about, it's also including family. And there's also, like someone pointed out, which I thought was very key, is plutocracy. Okay. Hey, Dorinda, who is AC Lux Life? Who is that? Hey, Takesha. Hey, Mika. Hey, Sheena. Hey, Jordan. So look up plutocracy as well, because that's also a part of it. But this is a family business. It's a family business where we stay. Okay. At the basic level, it's a family business. Even y'all beloved Barack, his mama. His mama. Girl, he black. Girl, that's Michelle. That's not auntie. Okay. She ain't got your back at that. I told people I don't trust Obama. I think they're nice. They look like they're nice people. But y'all need to really think about what you're saying before you say, because you think just with everybody black, skin folk ain't all kinfolk, baby. It's all cut from the same cloth. Okay. I just want you to understand, do you read and all the good stuff. They're all tied to the same monarch. This is a royal business. See, I can stand in my power and talk like this because I've done the work on my emotions. I've done the work on myself. I peeped game long time ago. And I said, let me just kind of brush up on some information. So when I get free time, I read. When I get free time, I listen. When I get free time, I tend to have conversations with other people that know the truth. I start to listen closely to other people. But a lot of times we don't listen because it rocks our belief system. And we're scared to believe something different because we're scared of being wrong. Okay. So when it comes down to workplace representation, white women have seen, like I said, the significant increase in leadership roles. Black women were the face of DEI. Okay. Black folks was, but we did not benefit, just like the same thing with welfare. Well, welcome. She's, I follow you from TikTok. Love your content. No, thank you for being here. I hope nobody gets triggered. So it's just the same with welfare. Black women are the face of welfare, but it's usually white women that benefit of those people in the rural areas. Benefit. Black people are like what, 18% of the population? So most of us live in metro areas. We live in very heavy populated city areas. A lot of us don't stay in rural areas. We stay in major cities like Jackson, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, LA, Dallas, Houston, Orlando, Charlotte, Raleigh. We're mostly located in those particular areas. You don't see us out in the country. Not like that. I'm not saying that, well, I got family to stay out there. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that. Okay. So I just want to put it out there. Okay. Who's live? Come on in if you're watching live. Like I said, this is gonna be a long one. This is gonna be a long video. I'm gonna take my time through this. So if you're like, she needs to hurry up, no, I'm gonna take my time because I need this to go deep down in your soul so you can always come back. Because I've even had people to come back to me and say, Jay, you're right. You're right. So when it comes down to the heart of the matter with being the face of things, you got to start asking yourself, why are we always the face of it, but the numbers on the back end show different? Why is that? Why is it that women that look like me, we're in the face of everything when it comes down to that? Because anything that's struggle, anything that's the diversity piece, anything linked to poverty in so many ways, they want you to continuously identify yourself with the lower parts and to continue to justify and to prove the numbers. What does that mean? In 2025, in the age of AI, in the age of fourth industrial revolution, soon to be fifth, okay, because fifth is coming next, and that's a whole different ballgame. And I don't even know if y'all can even understand that, okay? Because if you can't understand where we at now, you really ain't gonna get fifth. That's why I'm already ready, honey. I'm already getting ready. Woo! Okay. Here's another one. So even when it comes down to a portion, okay, portion, you know, really know what I'm saying. White women on the back end get those more than us, okay? Because look at us having all these babies. Of course, like when we have babies like it ain't nobody's business. Okay, we have these men's children. I don't know why. We can just keep doing it, but we're giving them kids. Okay. There's nothing wrong with wanting children. You just need to have the right children by the right person. Okay. We're carrying bloodlines. Okay. You got to remember that. You got to remember the bloodline. So if the person that you're laying down with don't have anything going on and you have it, that is a part of that person's DNA. That's you are in charge of, and it's just continue to keep going. Oh, but they can turn their life around. They can turn their life around. Yeah, they can, but odds, why would you want that baby to go through trauma in order to become great instead of just coming in great? You see how I put that? Okay. Anyway. Contracts and grants. When it comes down to the DEI grants, okay, so the ones like, the minority business and women-owned business. So I found out this was about maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And I remember I was trying to, find out more information about, minority-owned businesses and then, what was it, woman-owned businesses. And then when I said, you do woman-owned and minority, This is, like I said, about 5 or 6 years ago. And so when someone told me, they was like, no, you can only do minority. And I said, what are you talking about? Like, why would I want to just I can do both. It was like, well, the woman owned is, white women. I said, what? That's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. I'm a woman. Wait, excuse me? And when I found that out, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. That's when I knew. That's when I knew. I said, okay, this is what we're rolling with. So I had to be considered for the minority, right? Okay, got it. Perfect. Got it. I knew that it was a game because what you're trying to do is speed shot your woman to the top. You've got to understand that this is a game. This is not to lift our leg on white women. I'm not doing it. I absolutely love all of us. Like, I've met some amazing white women. I've met some amazing Hispanic women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we got to understand these are facts. Okay. So white women-owned businesses take more of the contracts than you see the minority-owned, which are usually by men and women of color. Okay. Education. White women are among the highest recipients. Listen to me. Highest recipients of scholarships and grants targeting underrepresented groups, even within federal programs. So hold on, y'all. I want to make sure I get this. Sorry. Let me message this person back. Okay. There we go. I had a voice message coming. Okay, so the Black women, despite being at the forefront of DEI, right, have largely been symbolic faces of change, but in actuality have experienced the most few in benefits. So you didn't flex up at all. You didn't gain an advantage. So what we're seeing now is a changing of the guards, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not saying, and I want to make sure I'm very clear. I'm not saying this from a standpoint of, Jay, you sound like you're going over there with them. Who's in right now? I want to be very clear. Because see, I fuss at us a lot. I'm talking about Black folks now. I'm talking about Black folks. If you're an other and you're watching, just be quiet and just listen, okay? But if you are a Black woman and you understand what I'm saying, you know that I'm going to be telling the truth. Because the thing is that we've been behind since the 70s. Okay? Ain't nothing changed since then. Generation X, millennials, Z's, now alphas. I don't know why this is a lot of generations coming in all at one time, because it used to be a generation 25 years, and now all of a sudden it's like it's 10, 15 now, which is really interesting in itself. And so we got more and more children coming in. But this is the thing, though. We ain't gained an advantage. We didn't take advantage of a lot of these opportunities because we just couldn't get it together as a collective. And I don't care what anybody says. Don't come to me talking about what they didn't. It ain't got nothing to do with they. It's got everything to do with us. Because like somebody said, I remember somebody said this too a while back, just because you're at the bottom don't mean you stay at the bottom. You understand? And see, we have a lot of avoidance in our communities, in our culture, and people do not want to adhere to the truth. They want to continue the game of victimization and victimhood, and they want to stay in a childlike state and continuously tell people to wake up when you sleep. You're the only one asleep. When ChatGPT rolled out, I'll never forget it. You had people that were literally like, oh, I don't know that. I ran straight, because when I see my counterparts, I said, no, I'm running with them, because this is the thing. You get mad when folks get into a place where they are experiencing some level of success. This is why sometimes you can't stand seeing successful people and you compare yourself. You gotta stop doing that. And understand that you just late to the party all the time. Like even right now, some of y'all are taking your time, getting your products out there, getting your content out there, instead of just like get it done, just post and stop waiting on the right time, because I promise you, it ain't gonna be no right time. There is no perfect time at all, ever. I'm just sitting down here getting all my content together. Why can't you just post today? You need to have more today energy than getting it together. There's nothing to get together. You're overthinking the process. You're trying to wait until there's nothing perfect about any of this stuff. You just got to do it. I told y'all do a lot of overthinking when you don't. Like, overthinking is really a waste of time. It's a waste of time. That's right. She said, when I got into AI so quick, and for people to get on ChatGPT and still don't know how to navigate it through it, and still don't know how to do prompts, and using AI to talk about and cry to it. What do you think the devil is? If you were the devil, what would you like? Girl, people are making millions of dollars on. Stop it. That's what I'm saying. The poor will always be among us. What are y'all talking about? Please get out of those conversations. You don't have time to worry about that. Why is your focus on the devil anyway? The devil is not worried about you. But you sure want to know what it's got to say. You sure want to know how it's going to trip you up like you don't know. You trip yourself up every day. Anyway, let's keep going. So the dismantling of the DEI concept, okay? Because this is it had to, the powers that be, okay? All right, the powers that be. They gave you a little time to catch up. Peep game. They gave you a little time to catch up. You know why everybody else quiet and Black women stay loud? Because everybody found out about the game but you. Everybody found out. Hispanic population found out. Asian population. Everybody quiet. Everybody building. Everybody is strategizing. I told y'all that y'all need to start having conversations with your spouses, with your families. They do that. They have family meetings and talk about plans. Okay. They talk about what's going to happen if, code words, where to meet up at. You know what Black men talk about? How to get a wife. That's how behind we are. Families are now coming together to discuss contingency plans, putting and pulling money together just in case everybody got a jet at the same time and everybody got their loved one. Who's going to be behind? Black folks. Not me, but Black folks. But see, when you get, you have conversation and you sit down and you have conversations with, the people is like, yeah, ain't no gonna happen. Ain't no gonna, those, I would look at my husband's side eye if you don't want to talk about it. I mean, like, you know what? I'm gonna get me and these kids together though. Because if you're gonna sit there, sleep, and let the devil ride your back while all this stuff is going on outside, me and my kids are not getting caught up in this. And I'm gonna look at you real funny. Because how dare you? We need a plan. And it ain't got nothing to do with fear. It has everything to do with preparation. You're supposed to always, you're supposed to do that anyway. You're supposed to do it anyway. Okay? So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So the reason why a lot of this stuff is being slashed, okay? The dismantling of DEI, the rollbacks, right? Just like the rollback happened with Roe versus Wade. Okay. The rollback with that. And then just all kinds of stuff. Project 2025 has been already happening. That has already been a thing. I just want to try and tell people they ain't got nothing to do with who's in there right now because it was going to happen anyway. Because it was happening anyway. Okay? It was happening anyway. So this dismantle of DEI, they wanted to preserve privilege. There's some preservation of privilege going on right around here. This is why I told y'all, we are a conquered people living on conquered land. Do you understand that? Does anybody, even like men, some men don't even want to hear that. You are a conquered people living on conquered land. This is what it is. It's about who won the war. Period. This ain't woo-woo talk. This ain't conspiracy theory. I'm saying this is conquered. We're conquered. You are more than a conqueror. Prove it. Are you? Are you? You don't act like it. Okay, let's keep going. Cultural backlash. There's a growing movement from conservative factions, divisive. So DEI has been seen as divisive. DEI has been seen as wasteful and discriminatory. But it's also, if you peep game, white women have been the main beneficiaries of it. But what's going on now? What's happening? What's going on? Birth rates. Birth rates in decline. So they did doing away with a lot of this stuff, getting their women back in the kitchen so they can have more babies because birth rates are going down. Do y'all hear what I just said? It ain't black and brown. We're having babies. Okay, that's just what it is. These are facts. But you know who ain't? Y'all quiet. Because at the rate we're going with the babies being born, talking black and brown, we are looking to be the majority than they are. And they're like, hold on. Oh, wait. Let's slow this puppy down. Mika, thank you. It was more about their birth rates than ours. Exactly. Why do you think, silly Willie? Why do you think that they was giving you them pills out there in front of the Blue Convention? They had that in Chicago. In the metropolitan areas, they're pushing and go get your pills, and like it was just like monstrous, like go get them, please go get, because they wanted you to trickle away, and then they climb up. This is not a. It's when you really sit down and you think about it, because see, y'all was screaming, "My body, my choice." That's what y'all was screaming out. My body, my choice. No, you hush. You sit down. Black women, you can. It was always your body, your choice. They don't care about your body, your choice. They don't care about that. But them over there. I'm looking at you, ma'am. Because see, you in the rural area. And see, you could sneak because your dad is the pastor. And then you in college turning up. At the PWIs, you had to turn it up. And you trying to sneak on because you don't want to go home and have to take because they gonna cut you off of your money. You gonna sit your tail there. You gonna break. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna stay pregnant. You're gonna give us some babies. We're gonna put y'all back in the house. But see, we gotta make it look like so that everybody else won't revolt. Well, federal loans and grants. That's next on the docket. That's coming. I'm talking about that too. I'm talking about all it too. Check this out. Here we go. So they need babies. This all comes down to the future. Okay, it comes down to the future. Everything is about projections. We ain't through though. I think it's about 70 to 75% done with this whole 2025 thing. But see, the thing is that they don't want everybody else to revolt. That's the reason why it has to go for all people. But at the end of the day, it's really them. Them pick it up, us slow down. Now, also peep game with the whole Kevin Samuels plant, because I still kind of I feel like he was a plant. And after he was done, he was picked off. So, and this is my opinion. Obviously, it's not fact. These are just things that come up for me. Okay. When I look at that whole piece, because he ushered in a conversation against Black folk. We were having babies more and more and more. We need to stop this. We need somebody we can throw in place to kind of ruffle up the feathers. He went viral all of a sudden, and then it took off. So now we're suffering from the remnants of that whole era, the 2020, 2021 era, where the ratings and the wife conversations, the feminine energy, and all these other things, it did us a disjustice and injustice. I'm sorry, disjustice. Oh my God, injustice. And now we're paying for it because relationships now are a liability to most Black women, because most Black women are well-to-do in terms of education, in terms of skills. We are a leg up in maturity when it comes to our men collectively. Mika, yes. And a lot of people don't realize Kevin Samuels been doing this for a long time, but again, it goes back to what Mika said. He used to talk to men. He used to coach men, but men weren't paying him. Okay, so one thing Black women are going to do, we are going to invest in personal development. That is one thing about us. And I think that that's the one of the biggest thing too, because we're trying to navigate through capitalism with skills. And I've been trying to tell Black folks this for a long time. The feminine and masculine conversations were never really for us. Hey, Camille, it was never for us. It was always for everybody else. Black women, this is why I said Black women are the blueprint of the planet. I don't know why we don't get that. Like, we're the blueprint of, and I'm not even saying it to be funny. It's really the truth. People admire us. And another thing too is that everybody loves us. Like, they gawk at us. They think that we're a phenomenon in so many ways. Like, when you go to Japan or go to some of these other countries, they sit and stare. And they stare and they smile many times. They're like, can I take a picture with you? You're so pretty and da-da-da-da. Black women are the mother of the planet. This is also why we do very well in romantic relationships with other groups and with their men. We don't do very well with ours because we're socially incompatible. I didn't say genetically incompatible. We're socially incompatible. Black women are mostly conservative. I've told women that. I told Black women that too. They fought me on that. No, yeah. I'm like, why do you want to get married and your equals do not? Why is it that there's a likelihood that you will divorce a Black man than you would another man from another race or culture? Even with African men, you do better with African men, which is very interesting. Like, I don't agree with that. Why are we the single mothers, and why are we always single mothers? Because we have the hope. We're hope first. We hope that this man get it together. Again, it goes back to being the mother. We mother our men more than anything. We do. We fuss at our men. We take over. Why is that? Because they're the sons. They do. Courtney, she said Black women look at the word conservative as a bad thing. They do. And we go to church more than anybody. Black women go to church more than any other racial group in this nation. We're 86% Protestant Christian. 86%. And that's including the Black church. Black church falls under the Protestant Christian methodology. It's a method. It's a framework. A lot of those pastors know the game and they play with you. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I just wish we would get that, but we don't. And it's going to, I don't know. So when it comes down to budget cuts, okay, they're trimming this bureaucracy and all this kind of stuff, corporate fatigue. Many companies invested heavily in DEI to address racial inequality. So now with all this economic uncertainty going on, right? So it's a lot of economic uncertainty in the corporate structure. DEI departments are being downsized and being eliminated altogether. Okay. So the shift mirrors that Pluto in Aquarius energy that we've been talking about for a while. Systems that we thought were going to be progressive and actually help a lot of Black and brown people actually had to come down. So structures that we talk about is, the structures include things that we thought benefited us, right? So now going to which someone said in the comments in the chat is the federal student loans and the grants. Okay, so this is very big, okay, because this impacts a lot of people, especially if you're in school, even government programs when it comes down to like government contracts and things of that nature that are tied to DEI initiatives, okay? And so if you are a minority-owned business or certified, this really can impact you, if not already, because they're going to be snatching contracts, and it's not going to be because, oh, they're a Black organization, so we're going to, no, they are putting everybody on the equal level playing field because they were giving certain people time to catch up or whatever, quote unquote. And now that they didn't catch up, they're saying, okay, well, we're going to slash everything because it's really wasting time. So we're just going to go back to what it was. Okay. So, which means a lot of things, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So the pause on federal student loans have ended, meaning that millions are feeling the weight of payments again. So the, cutting the grant like Pell grants, widening the wealth gap. It's going to be even wider. Black borrowers who carry most of the student loan debts are very vulnerable Black women. Black borrowers owe 112% of what they originally borrowed 12 years later. This is not a game. This is why I said y'all got to get rich. There is no other way. There's no other way. Compared to 65% for white borrowers. I get that y'all need to study the strategy. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all. Like, y'all get some. I've heard women say, "Well, this just goes to show that you're not." I'm actually for us. It's just that we loud and we wrong. Courtney ain't gonna keep them, baby. That's money. That's money. There is no other way at this point but to get rich. You have to get ahead of this. And the veil is so thin at this point that if you're starting from scratch, you're going to have to go absolutely psychotic with your movement right now. Like, you can't be conservative moving in these streets. Like, you need to be posting. Like, people be like, girl, you've been posting, you've been on it. You think? And guess what? My email list is busting wide open right now. We've been making sales all day, every day for the past week. That's why, and you're gonna see more of me too. Because if I'm getting on your nerves, baby, I'm sorry. I'm really finna, when they say prepare to be sick of me, I mean that. I'm talking about nausea at this point. Like to the point you like, I'm blocking home every last platform because if I see Coach J come down my timeline one more time, every time I log in, she the first thing I see. Prepare to be nauseated at me. So, and you know what, Kristen? Come on, Kristen, better preach here. I was looking at somebody else's live. I think it was yesterday. I forgot who it was, but it was one of the guys. It was like one of those alpha men. And here's another thing too. I studied the crap out of alpha men. That's why I say I just watch them because they know the game. Alpha, and you know what I'm talking about when I say alpha men. Alpha men, they know the game. He said that he posts 6 to 10 times a day. Somebody in the comments said, or in the chat or whatever, said, "Oh my gosh, 6. How do you take care of yourself?" You should have he went off on it off so bad. He cussed them clean out. He was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "What are you talking about?" Anyway. So increase financial strain with fewer grants and the end of payment pauses, right? So if you owe student loans, I owe student loans. So I'm in the game with you. That's why I say everything I'm telling y'all, I'm telling myself. Like, I already know. Like, everybody got to understand this. Like, I can't even get mad. I'd be like, you know what? I'm responsible for, that's why I made that video the other day. You're responsible for even what you don't know. Even when we were black and we were 18 years old and we didn't know what we was doing, it don't matter. You really live on, it wasn't Gary. It wasn't Gary or somebody else. Oh, you're talking about Gary V. Okay, Chris, to Kristen's comment. Okay, I see. I'm sorry about that. I got you. I had to look at the flow of the conversation. But I wanted to say is that even though I was 18 years old and did not know what I was doing, okay, I did not know. I was green. I had no idea. I'm still here, right? I'm still here. I'm 41 years old and I'm still paying for what happened at 18. This is why I tell people like you probably need to be quiet when it comes down to this stuff because if they're cutting this off and people are like, well, we're waiting on our money. Okay. How about stand back and look at this thing and say, you know what? Hold on. Because ain't no jobs out here. Okay. They all about to be taken by AI. I don't know why y'all really want to fight that conversation. And I think that sometimes we want to get mad, and I get it. I was pissed too. I went through my grieving period where I was like, I can't believe that I've been told this lie. And first it started with religion and it just trickled from there. And I started looking at sociology, started looking at human behavior, and started looking at other concepts and institutions. And I was like, man, they really did pull a mean one on us. Like they really did. So the only thing that you can do is the one thing I will say this 100%. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason why you want to get ahead of the game is I'm going to tell you this, the more of us that start to get rich, they're going to move the goalposts again. So you will have to look at this from an individual standpoint. This ain't got nothing to do with Black folks, the collective in the community. We got to buy black. Buy green. It's green, green, and green. Y'all stop doing that. Because, see, most Black folks ain't got no money like that. So I don't even know what y'all talking about buying black. You see what they doing to Tabitha. They tearing her up. Well, Tabitha, Tabitha's rich. She Black, though. And you don't need support. Stop talking about supporting one another. You need customers. You need clients. You need to open up your funnel. You don't have any money. You need to beef up your customer service. You need to beef up your service, period. You need to put more value and more emphasis and quality in your products and your service. I don't care what folks over there doing, because folks say that, but I look at this person and they ain't even got that. I don't care what your integrity is everything. You can only control what you can control. I'm just telling you. Because a lot of folks are buying black. Y'all said the same thing about TikTok, and look at everybody went to Red Note. You got a whole man, Isaac Hayes III has a whole social media platform. BlackPlanet.com is still open. Solange is one of the investors of that platform. Why y'all didn't go there? Because you just be talking. There's no strategy. It's Black Project 2020. Like, what is it? Black Project 2025. That girl taking all this ain't moved the needle forward on that thing. Folk getting kicked out of the group. Now everybody got lives on TikTok talking about how they got messed up by her. So can we please stop the cap? Stop the cap. Okay. So it's going to be increased financial strain. So if you're barely making ends meet now, you'll be looking buck-eyed this time next year. You don't have that kind of time. With fewer grants and end of payment pauses, more people will rely on personal loans or credit to make ends meet. So this is the thing. Okay, so when it comes down to our children and children in school, this is what I told y'all. Skills. You don't know if your baby's like, my baby is 16 years old. She is this close to college. Like, she taking dual classes, all that kind of stuff. So listen, baby, you probably need to get really, really hard in on your skills. My baby, when it came to me, she said, Mommy, I'm joining communications and social media club. Because I remember what you said about skills. And she said, because she's going to be doing social media for the school. I said, baby, if you don't hurry up and join. And see, I'm mama. Right? She don't take me seriously half the time because she's spoiled. She have to go and ask somebody or talk to somebody, and then she'd be like, Mama, you were right. She's an Aquarius. Okay? she's an Aquarius. Aquarius is usually, I don't care. The energy right now, it's totally, I don't care. Oh yeah, it's definitely different from back in the day. Glassy, I completely agree. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just talking when it comes down to different things. You see what I'm saying? So we have to start thinking about what we say, and we always we base everything based on emotion. Like, whatever's happening right now, we just emotional. It's just emotion. And so that's why I sometimes come from the back end and I say, no, let me help y'all understand something, because y'all loud and off. You see what I'm saying? Oh, Aquarius do not care. I've dated 2 of them. Married one and dated one. Ain't care. And I'm a Cancer. So, Cancer's care until we stop caring. And we really don't care after that. We give you time. We have high tolerance for you, but then when you just and then when I cut you off, I cut you all the way. I cut you off and your folks. I don't care if your mama was good to me. I don't care if your brother then was like my brother. Everybody getting cut off from everything. No trace of you ever existed. My ex-husband, I mean, no trace of him nowhere. You don't even. What's the ex-husband? Now my daughter's father. I promise that if my baby wasn't, he'd be cut off. Everything cut off. Because when I'm done, I'm all the way done. All the way done. Like, you never existed. And I don't bring your name up. Like, is that deep? So my daughter's an Aquarius, so she's very like, I don't, yeah, kind of like, okay, until she comes, she's like, oh yeah. So yeah, basically I went on ahead and signed up for this because I heard what you said. I'm going ahead So when it comes down to federal grants and loans and things of the nature, our children will need to be skilled. Okay. Trades are going to make a big return. Okay. So trades. Okay. Trades are going to return. Plumbing and all this stuff. Now, the biggest thing with those trades, though, I think people need to understand, like, just because you get in a trade and I'm skilled trade and all this kind of stuff, you also, the ones who are going to win in that are people who are good at customer service. You got to be good at customer service. If you are a person that you're not a good communications person, like if you get inquiries and you don't return phone calls, if somebody want a quote and then you don't return the quote back. Like, I'm seeing more and more people that got communication issues than anything, which I don't understand what that is. I don't understand. You cannot be that emotionally unraveled and have terrible communication skills. If people ask you for a quote, send them a quote. You've got to have customer service in anything. You need to beef up your service aptitude. Absolutely, Camille. The business sense, absolutely, with some automation set in place and all of that. But the biggest thing for me is service. Because one of the things that's going to keep you in business going forward, and I've said this, is that you got to be good at connections. You got to be good at relationships. There's some people right now that's scuffling, but they ain't built a relationship though. Have not built adequate relationships. If you're not a relationship-based person or relationship, one of the things I can appreciate about our friends is that the ones, all of us are in business, we are very, very good at relationship-based approaches when it comes down to business. And I be trying to tell people that the reason why your business is going down here is because you suck at relationships. And Camille, and Camille just said, got to get out of the house. I don't leave my house. I don't go to networking events. I do not go to networking events. I'm not bragging about it. I just don't go. I don't go to them because they're a waste of time for me. Unless it is an event that is very upper crust. That's the only way I'm going. Like I went to the Honeybook Summit. That was stellar to me. I don't have to go and do the electric slide. I ain't got to go to no open bar. I ain't got to go over there and do the wobble. I ain't got to go see no celebrities. Give me some workshops so I can learn, because I'm a nerd. I like to learn new things. I like to learn trends. I like to learn projections. I like to learn stats. I like to learn why is this and why is that. Give me the inside scoop. Give me routines. Tell me your habits. I want to glean. I'm leaning. Okay, Camille, I got you. She's like, well, I mean, I know. Okay, I got you. I just want when people be saying, so and so gonna be here, I don't care. That's why the ticket's so high. Cause the so and so gonna be there. What are they gonna be talking about? Cause I don't want to hear none of this guy. Cause when Diddy had his little thing, and he was telling us, you got to work hard. No, you need baby oil. That's what you need. Stop the cap. Stop gaslighting me. It was all baby oil. Baby oil was in Black Excellence and Black Girl Magic and Black this and Black. It was all baby oil. I don't want to talk about that. And dungeons. No. Don't you ever in your life gaslight me about that ever again. So our children will have to, our children will have to, our children will have to get it together. And I hate to say that. They're probably not going to have a college experience. They're probably not. We've gotten too far. We've exhausted a lot of the things, and we kind of did not come together and push forward, right? Mm-hmm. They said Afrotech was ghetto last year. Oh, I said that, and I had posted about that, and people were like, what? I'm like, I heard it was ghetto. I'm not going to stuff like that. I'm not going. It's Black people. We need to support our own. Shut up. It's not a value. There's nothing there. I'm not going to hear nobody. First of all, I know vague information when I see vague information. A lot of the stuff that folk think they don't know anything. That's why I don't listen to a lot of the stuff that half of us be saying, especially when it comes down to men. Many of these men are very surface level. I listen to the ones over there. You know what I'm talking about. When it comes down to business and marketplace, I listen to them because they are 10 steps ahead. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, and oh my gosh, Kristen, and this is the thing that the beef I have with us is that we'll say let's support each other until it's time to have conversations about money. And most of it is manipulative, it's deception, it's conniving, it's under the table, it's inhumane in so many ways. It's very, very under the table. This is why I said I don't care if your business does dip. I want you to keep going. I want you to treat people right. I want you to have boundaries. I want you to have integrity. And I want you to do what you say you're going to do. I want you to communicate. And if you're going to be late on something, if you're not going to be able to do something, communicate. And so people can shift and rearrange their schedule in advance. Like, for example, I was supposed to have like a masterclass today. I had and I remembered I did, but I have a lot more people in my February 4th free masterclass. And so I said, let me shift everybody to the February 4th. So that way it'll be, everybody will be in one bucket. Everybody that was in today's class was completely flexible. And they said, yes, I will join February 4th. One girl said, Coach, I actually forgot that it was today. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, communication is everything. I believe in customer service. I used to work at Chick-fil-A when I was in high school. And, Chick-fil-A is big on service. And that was my first experience with service. They have a whole service model that is like, I was in high school and didn't even understand it. But now that I look back, I'm like, wow, this is why. So service, that deep service aptitude, making sure that people are okay, listening to the customer. And so that was my first real experience with customer service. Exactly, Kristen. And this is why sometimes even with church, like if my prophetess and my pastor is not talking about it, like what's coming up the bin, what stocks that the people of God supposed to be moving into, why aren't they talking about it? Why don't you want the people of God okay? I got a problem with that. I really do. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And I don't understand. And see, and this is where the rubber meets the road for me when it comes down to religion, is that don't tell me that God wants me to do this and that, and you're not telling me what that looks like on a implementation level from day to day. I need to know day to day, what does that look like? And so I'm going to church and hollering every Sunday because I'm going through. You're going to continue to go through until you get some strategies in place. This is not an emotional game you're playing. This is psychology, logic-based game. Your emotions are reserved for you. You've got to get the emotional tools. Okay? So let's move on. Our children are going to have to get it together. Kristen. The bigger picture is this: the age of Aquarius, okay? This is bigger than you think. We got innovation happening. You got to lean in to evolution. You got to lean into evolution. The collective is shifting. Freedom. We're also looking at the shadow side of things. Systems are coming down. Capitalism is shifting and changing. Because babies are not being born, they're going to have to figure it out as far as capitalism. And I'm going to tell y'all this, and I don't want you to be scared. And I even got to probably tread lightly saying this too, is that when it comes down to the struggles of it all, the deep transformation is going to hurt. It's going to relax in a minute. It's just right now it's very volatile because we have been going through back to back transitions probably since 2021, 2022. I think 2020 was just like, wow, this is so bad. 2021 is like, oh wow, it's still kind of bad, but just like, what's going on right now? And then it's like 2022, like, wait a minute, hold on. Something going on. Something's happening. What is happening? So 2023 is like, okay, let me figure this out. So now that we're in 2025, it's like, okay, now we're in it. And this is actually from a manifesto called the Holy Bible that's fixated on the tribulation times. So what we're going through now is the Great Tribulation. The tribulation times, the last 7 years of this age. And this is what we're going to be talking about in the contrarian. Because right now, the what is it called? The communities that you join have to be high vibrational, and it has to be related to emotional management. It has to be from a standpoint of community and networking in a very high frequency space. There is no longer any time that we're going to be coming together and just shoot for the bobos. And I was like, it is not that kind of party, baby. February 6th, it's on. I had 3 people to join today. 1 person joined last night. We are not kidding. That's why I said the women that was in last time, they were like, when you gonna do this again? They were like, baby, the standard was yes. Let me tell you. It's on. And this one is going to be high frequency. It's going to be an uplifting space, but we are going to deepen a lot of emotional management because it's the sharp turns are messing people up, and a lot of regurgitation is happening without depth. And this is why I study. We're coming into a space where we can have these conversations offline, where it's transparency and everybody gets a chance to contribute to the conversation. And it is a space where it is facilitated, but at the same time, we're pouring in. And a lot of y'all are going to need that instead of you just out here just winging it and you think you know and you really don't. You don't have the depth. Okay. And the link is up there. If you are interested, the link is up there. Pin to the chat. Okay. Where am I at? When I say this, please do not shatter. Okay. Privatization of prisons are picking up. There's a lot of investment in the prison system right now. I would advise you that if you're in the stock market, you probably need to grab some shares. Okay. This ain't got nothing to do with black, brown people. It's got everything to do with your individual gains. This ain't about morals. There is nothing moral about this place. There's nothing moral about being here. Be kind to one another. There's nothing moral, baby. They said 1 in 3 of Americans will be projected to be imprisoned by 2030. Okay, they're going to be making everything against the law because they need labor. They need workers. I told y'all a long time ago, this is the Amazon workforce of the globe. It's only a few at the top that want to win at this game because they're going to leave this mofo. They're going to try to leave. It's the reality. Thank you, Kyla. Thank you, Kyla. It is the reality. And it don't look good. And it makes you cry. And it makes you sad. And you like, God, do you see this? And da-da-da-da. Like somebody said, 2025 is a year where everybody gonna be like, God, do you see this? God, do you see? It's gonna be so much happening this year. You're gonna be like, God, where are you? Like, do you see this? Because they are the God. Okay. When y'all was, we praise you, oh Lord, you. Ain't no Anunnaki. This is a conquered planet. Silly. They erase your traditions and put theirs in. That's why you don't remember anything. Some people were smart and preserved, you know. A lot of people did not. Like black people. We totally forgot. A lot of us really forgot. So anyway, the private printing industry is big business, okay? So we're looking at about $9 to $15 billion. Okay. There are 2 companies. I need y'all to write these down. You have to write these down. Okay. Core Civic is a private prison company. Okay. Core Civic and Geo Group. Geo Group. And Kyla. Folks' auntie was doing the same thing. They just got out of there. Just got out of office. Okay. VP. She's the same way. I wish people understand that. She's the same way. And they are too. You're absolutely correct. That's what I told y'all. Said this earlier. They cut from the same cloth. It's just that the ones in office are more audacious and in your face with it and unapologetic about it. And they stand on business about what they say, as opposed to the ones that just left, where they have to disguise the front face of who they are to you as all we are trying to help you. It's okay. And tear your tail up on the back end. That's why they made it very comfortable for you to not be able to afford groceries. But over here, where we at right now, they're just telling you, no, you can't afford groceries. Straight up. It's just a different face. It's a different energy and a different approach to get you to comply. Now you feel powerless because you thought you had an advantage over here because you thought that they care about it. She's Black, she loves this, and I just feel like it's just women were already in question. But Black women, you need to sit your tail down because it ain't about you. It's about them. That's why I say, Black women, y'all need to chill out. You are right. If you could just understand that our men gonna have to chill out because they off. But Black women, majority of us, like, we're good. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. You broke either way, they just give you a blue shirt over it. That's it. This side over here, the ones that's in there now, they just give you a red hat. That's all it is. Blue shirt over here, red hat over here. It's same thing. Mika, stop. It's the way I read it. That sounds like somebody say, baby, they just want to be in. That's all it is. They just want to be in. Okay. So Core Civic and Geo Group dominate the industry. And they're embedded in lobbying. Listen to me, embedded in lobbying for stricter laws and policies that funnel more people into the system because money is in that. Policies tied to incarceration, mandatory minimums, 3 strikes, and all that kind of stuff. You know, they're funneling people into this system so they can have more. Okay. All right. So with the rise of automation, here we go. Listen to this. With the rise of automation and AI, okay, many low-skill jobs, truck drivers. If you know somebody in your family that is a truck driver, you need to tell them, you need to call them and just plant the seed. Now, if they don't move, that's not on you, but you need to let them know, hey, you need to probably start pivoting, baby, because truck drivers is out. I mean, we already know this coming up the pipeline, but it's selfless or driverless, humanless cars, trucks, those will be fizzling out. Those are leaving. Those are done. They need to go ahead and start pivoting. Many low-skill jobs, retail, online boutiques, the Amazons of the world. Amazon's trying to be everything and all things, okay? This is why TikTok Shop was also a threat. Now they replaced it with TikTok University, from what I've heard. Seems like. Now, I'm not saying TikTok Shop is not big, but now y'all need to make sure that you can make some money off of it too. And make sure also that if you're on TikTok University, that you own your own intellectual property. I would hate for you. You gotta be careful. Because see, they already know who's making the money on there. That came up in my spirit the other day because I said to myself, like, God, you know, because I was like, oh, my TikTok account gone. I was like, that would have been good for me to hold on. Hold on. Y'all make sure that stuff that y'all putting into that stuff is not holding on to your stuff. Don't teach everything that you know. Okay. Some of this stuff, you take that offline. It's your property. Carla said, I'm going to a fashion tech conference and the way the retailers are pivoting, they better pivot ASAP. Glassy, that's what's going on. I'm trying to find my glasses because I'm trying to read y'all comments and I'm squinting. Oh, way down here. Kristen, and down south, yeah, they ain't gonna hear it. Okay, that's much better because I was really struggling. Okay, so when it comes down to, I'm 41 years old, y'all. I'm 42 this year. My eyes, like my mom would be like, okay. So another thing that's happening. So all these are masculine jobs, y'all. The manufacturing jobs, manufacturers. I don't think manufacturing is gonna come up. He, you know, who in there read. He's saying manufacturing's coming back. It ain't come back. It ain't come back like that. So he blowing smoke up their tailpipe on that, in my opinion. But transportation, manufacturing, all this stuff is gonna be out. So I think he's actually gaslighting people in the manufacturing because we don't need that no more. Economic hardship has always been a driver of incarceration. So just FYI, when people can't find legitimate ways to make a living, they are more likely to turn to survival tactics. So I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. You got to get ahead, make some money today. Position your offers in funnels and stuff like. I don't care if you got to learn how to do it. I don't care. I don't care. You need to sit down and learn how to do it. Force yourself to learn how to do this stuff. Force yourself. Okay. Color we are. But it's gonna. Ooh, wait. Okay. Carly just said something. And I had to sit because I was about to come kind of butt against that, but that's yeah. Incarceration. Ooh, okay. Rollback of social support programs, custody, our federal student loans, housing assistance, and education grants create an environment where more people will fall through the cracks. These welfare programs are about to go out too, if not already. So if you know somebody on food stamps, or anybody that's watching this or the replay after this, and you on welfare, you better get your tail off and learn some skills. And having 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 jobs is not going to cut it. Kristen, say it again. All the nonprofit people crashing out that's not making any money, start pivoting. Especially if your nonprofit is tied to a DEI thing. Kristen. The 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution abolished slavery, except as punishment for a crime. McDonald's, Starbucks, Victoria's Secret have all been linked to prison labor. It's cheap. It's free. Okay. Private prisons operate like businesses with prison bonds sold as investment vehicles. Instead of trying to get on these crypto things, you need to be trying to get into some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Because that crypto is going to bellow out too if you ain't careful. I don't care what they saying. Some of this stuff is just blowing smoke up your tailpipe. Like I said, who they risk? Black Americans, blacks make up, 13, 18% of the population, but account for 40% of incarcerated people. The poor, economic inequality. And I'm stumbling on my words on purpose because I'm breaking it up. I don't need them, flagging stuff. Economic inequality leads to higher rates of incarceration. So particularly for minor infractions on, drug offenses and stuff like that. school to prison pipeline. Okay, so if these children can't read, Black women ain't paying a rent. Like, women are scuffling right now. Single mothers with multiple children, you don't have time to date. That's what I told y'all a long time ago. Put them dating apps up. You don't have time. Get you some AAA, get you some insurance, get you all your stuff. Make sure your stuff is your insurance is up to date. Make sure all your stuff is organized. Because if you're a single mother with all these kids and you can barely take care of yourself, and you tell me I want a man, I want to get married, sit your tail down somewhere. Look, sit your hot, like my grandma used to say, sit your hot tail down somewhere and get hot off the wealth. Because we've been talking about this glassy for years, and we in it. Courtney. Yes. Because you're going to have to learn some skills. And everybody is doing things like with your hands. You need to digitize your stuff. And you need to start preparing your people to do some things offline without you, but you still maintaining those relationships. Y'all, some of y'all take too long for this stuff. Y'all need to get busy. I was up last night. What time? I was up to 2. Now, I don't do that often, but I just felt the neck to create some different things. And this is okay. So here we go. Here we go. I need y'all to understand this too. Nobody is coming. Nobody is coming. Nobody. So all these, I'm going out with him and I'm going out with him. You are going to have to get it together. That's it. There's some women out here that and I want to say this too. There is nothing wrong with you wanting love. I want you to want love. I want you to have the love that you want. But the way that things are going, ain't happening. It ain't happening. Let me bring this up. Hold on, y'all. I got a message. The men are not okay. They are not plans. They are income streams. I love it. That's a preach. So I need y'all to get it together. Because these men are going to be behind. They're going to be behind somebody's bars because they ain't skilling up at all. They are not skilling up. They're not skilling up. Black women, you got to get it together. Criminalization of poverty. Many women are incarcerated for crimes linked to poverty. Sex work. That's why you see, when you see emotionally unhinged women and they on 304, y'all need, and if you are on 304 talk or whatever it's called, 304 TikTok or whatever they call it, get your tail off of there. Don't even don't program your mind to even start thinking that way. There's going to be a lot more neglect of children. all this untreated trauma, all this emotionally unhinged foolishness, you're going to see a lot more women, Black women especially, women of color, give up their children. Like and look, not only give up their children, and their children's gonna be out there, so it's a double whammy. So their children gonna end up because they don't have any survival skills. And then the mamas are going to be in it because they abandoned the children. So they got a double whammy. So they got double labor. You got to think about this stuff. You got to think about this stuff. And then you may have to leave. I've told y'all that too. And I said, y'all want to tell me something. I got to get the country. I got to get to. You're not going anywhere with no skills, baby. And you think you got a business and you made $78 last week and you made $200 last month. Ain't no country taking you in. And plus, the way that the country is looking outside of here, the way we look into everybody else in these nations, and you know what I'm talking about, is making everybody else mad. You better get yourself together, because it's gonna be to a point they're gonna start closing up their borders. Say, okay, well, you ain't letting out people, then we definitely ain't letting your folks in. So if you don't get yourself together, all the arcs are closing. So you and your children, with all that unhinged stuff, you need to be able to move. Everybody need a passport in your house before they close that up. Now, that in itself, I think it's diabolical. It's 2025. Get your tail passport. Your kids need to have them, especially if you got dad in the house. Husband in the house, everybody need to go get their passport. I don't care if it's 2 at a time. Every time somebody get paid, it's somebody else renewing the passport. Everybody needs to be just take turns. Everybody ain't got to go at the same time. And I stopped telling my folks to get a passport. They know. They already know. I'm the only one. Me and my baby, the only one in our family got a passport. I already said, I'm shutting up. I ain't saying nothing else. I said, when they call me, I'll just be in the air. Jay, you baby, we on our way to we just touched down in Belize. You think I'm finna somewhere? Low income white people, Black and brown babies, Hispanic, Black and brown. And sometimes you have to shut your mouth and just buy your tickets. Because you already know, if you start sending out text that y'all, we gotta go. And you know ain't nobody got no passport, you wasting your time. Get your ticket and you go. Carly, you better get on out of here. Because it's diabolical. And you know what, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the only time it feels diabolical is when I look at the news and when somebody send me something, I'll be like, dang. But when I'm not, like TikTok, like and that's me. I'm not saying get off TikTok, but I've been off TikTok this whole, like, since the ban or whatever. And I could honestly say that I've actually been very, very, like, cool. Like, I've been like, I'm straight. And if anything, I feel like, I post from TikTok Studio and I upload it from there. And I'll go in every now and then and check my messages on TikTok. But it's just about product of the post I'm making on there. But then I get right off. Now I used to scroll, baby. I used to scroll. But I was like, you know what? Let me just mind my business and focus over here. Carla said TikTok is nicer outside. Say it usually is. I've heard. When it said this is not fear mongering, this is preparation. Absolutely. Because they look at you like you're crazy when you tell them to get passports. I don't know why we have such an issue, because we've been conditioned that everything else outside of this place is bad, which is very interesting to me, considering that we are the ones that's the bully, I think it's interesting. biggest thing is, the first thing is first. Okay. The first thing is first. The reason why I really want y'all to understand monetizing yourself this year is because you want multiple streams. Yes, blessed. They don't want us to go because there's less labor, right? There's less labor. But one of the things I want us to start thinking about is monetizing ourselves. Like, it don't cost y'all nothing to be here on this, what's it called, on this YouTube, right? But YouTube is paying me to do a live on this. Okay. You understand? Deep game, please. Get your stuff started. Okay. When I say build your communities, I mean that. Build up your communities. Talk to people. Okay. Online, offline. And you know what? I will have to say this too, is that when you do come across people and you do talk to people, let them know your social media handles. Let them know you have a YouTube channel. Pour into someone. Give them a nugget of wisdom, nugget of encouragement. Give them an action step, some. And then tell them, I have a YouTube channel, or I have a, TikTok, whatever. Send them to the monetization channels, right? And the reason is because every viewer is $1 in so many ways. You have to start monetizing your platforms. If you are not getting your YouTube channel up, get your YouTube channel up today. They pay the most out of all the channels. Okay. Facebook pays pretty good, but you need to please do that. I don't care if you're talking about books. I don't care if you're talking about spiritual stuff. I don't care if you're talking about your children. There's going to be a time where people are going to be at home and they're just going to be watching other people cook. That's already happening, right? There are going to be people right now that are going to be laying down and they're going to be just watching you wash clothes, watching you fold clothes, watching you put your baby to sleep. Like, just like everyday life. It's going to be very dystopian. And I'm saying that because if you can start now, you can be monetized by the summer, depending on how, like I have a friend and she's getting $2,500 checks from YouTube. But she's doing so good. It pays her rent. Like, at least one of these platforms, at some point you want to pay your rent. So which means what? Like, for example, with this video that I'm doing right now, I can chop this up in 4 or 5 different ways, 7, 8, 10 different ways. Look how long we've been on here. We've been on here for 103 minutes. Okay. So almost 2 hours streaming. There's a lot of content on here. I can mix up and slash into so many different shorts. And because you get paid off shorts, you get paid off lives, you get paid off videos. Your TikToks, right? Take the logo off or keep the logo on. I don't care. At this point, I don't care. But if you really want most bang for your buck and you don't want any issues later, go ahead and take the logos off. I think it's Snaptick, if I'm not mistaken, the name of the platform where you can just download. It's a quick download. They give you your video back without the logo, and you can post it on your stories. Okay. Y'all talking about human talk. Wait a minute. Courtney texted the same statement. Preparation is key. Yes. Connection is my word for 20. If I'm getting in spaces that make sense. Yes. Someone said that's why I couldn't do this is why I couldn't do him and talk. It was a great idea, but I would have caught my class on YouTube. Give me more money, honey. Yes, I agree. If I teach anything, it'll be on here now. Yeah, I just feel like I did a case in point. I just did a 3-part series on emotional mastery. Had someone to tag me in a video that they were watching. She said she had her notes. And I just thought that was really something. And it brought tears to my eyes because, I'm a sap anyway. I mean, you know, I'm a crier anyway. And I just started thinking to myself, like, wow, like this is really the future. There go that face. It really is, like, it's very interesting. I was like, wow, this is the future. What is the future? The future is self-education. I was telling me and Maddie was having a conversation this morning, and I was telling her a little bit what was going on. She was like, really? She was like, wow. You know, of course, she just, okay, you know, and and I was like, you know, we just got to get you, you know, acclimate to skills and da da da. And then she was like, yeah, that's wow. And I said, these kids are going to be learning on their own. If you remember, I said a long time ago, the future is online education, period. There's going to be regular people like you and myself creating accredited schools, licensed programs, you know, accreditation, certifications. These things are happening right now. Nobody, like none of this stuff is going to make sense. It's going to be all minds. It's not going to be labor with your hands all the time. It's going to be a lot of it's going to be mind stuff. Online education sucks this one exactly. And it's just the dawn of it right now. You have heavy hitters like you know, like University of Phoenix was one of the first ones we saw come, you know, that was very dominant in the field. I'm not saying they were the only ones, but University of Phoenix kind of pioneered the way, and they had a lot of scams and a lot of lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. And you start to see Capella, and you start to see uh, uh, um, Walden and Colorado Tech and so forth. Now you're seeing Coursera come out, right? You're seeing Coursera. You're seeing it's just so many different things that are happening. Ed tech company, yes. Carla, who was it? Who's the ed tech company? Um, y'all just think about like this. Like, I really want y'all to think about this part. Just think about all the things you try to talk to other people about. You know what I'm saying? What could you teach that here? Why can't you teach that here? Like, why can't you teach that? And even if it's not necessarily a freebie, but more so about like how to set something up, like how to set up your ring light, how to set up your desk for your, you know, like Courtney, right. This is why they stopped cursive writing. This is why they stopped having books in schools. And I see Maddie and them, they still have books, but it's like they're not even, Meditate Mommy was just mostly online. I was like, wow, that's just insane. I mean, so we pivoted our real estate school online during COVID. It was the best thing, absolutely. And real estate agents, y'all really are going to have to pivot. Like, seriously, it's a lot going on. Even though I know that y'all got a heavy hitter in the office, like he's a real estate quote unquote tycoon. Code Academy. Oh, okay. And see, I'm glad they sold it off because, oh, excuse me. I'm glad they sold it off because coding, ChatGPT can do that. Moving my first grade to iPads, moving in Texas. That's mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is really something. Our school is still rolling over 20 years, even during and after. It's very, it's happening in real time right now. And I think that it's very interesting. We're in it, it doesn't feel good. Like shoulders tense. If you can, like get something to keep your shoulders like book you a massage if you can, to keep your muscles warm and warmed up. Please, please, please. Teas, herbal teas, keep yourself with fruit, and fruit. Keep everybody writing, because the less you write, the less you write, the more you'll forget. You will forget how to use your motor skills, your hand, it's a lot. It was one more thing I was going to talk about too. I want you to understand a couple of things. I'll be done, because it's just, whoo. Baby, let me tell you. Now, the reason why I told y'all to get your emotions together, okay? When you talk about get your emotions together, it's about management of your emotions. Like, it is so easy for you to fall in the trap. I told y'all, when people become more free, they begin to create more problems for themselves, because you have more time to think about stuff. And when you're not conditioning your mind to think about stuff, what you are doing is conditioning your mind to accept what is as a truth for yourself. But I'm going to tell y'all this, you need to start programming your mind for success. You got to start doing that. You got to start the work on your brain. Your brain is the most, it is very precious, but that mind, which is the invisible part of you, the mind that you cannot see per se, but your mind is your soul. Your soul and your mind is one. It's one. It's you. Y'all the same thing. Your mind is you. What comes out of my mouth is the programming from my brain that the mind sends it. So you're going to have to learn how to navigate that mind. And so that mind can tell the brain what to do, and the brain tell the body what to do. The brain is responsible for the motor, sensory responses, movements of the body. You have an unconscious and a subconscious part of your brain. Some of the things, many of the things really, are automatic in the body. For example, the subconscious keeps your heart beating. You don't have to worry about your heart beating at night when you go to sleep. It's going to keep beating unless it's time for you to go on. You don't have to worry about your lungs filling up with air, because it's a subconscious, it's a program of your subconscious. This is why they said, who said this? Reverend I. Neville Goddard. You got the unconscious, which is also kind of the subconscious as well, but it's God. The memory, the core memory of that which controls aspects of you, is God. The conscious part of you, which is the active, right? It's the conscientious part. It's knowing, right? That is really your mind at work actively. But I don't have to tell myself to breathe. You see what I'm saying? It's already embedded. It's already there. I don't have to tell my body to do anything when it comes down to breathing, when it comes down to digestion, when it comes down to my lungs, when it comes down to my kidneys and my liver, unless something has malfunctioned and I have to go to facilities in order to get things filtered through the body. You understand? So, which means that my emotions are also automatic if I'm not reprogramming them to believe something different about myself, because your emotions are always going to tell you, it's the physiological response that your body goes through when it feels like it's in danger. But your emotions it can go from high ranges to low ranges. But most of us stay in survival mode, which is a low range, because your body is always thinking that it is in trouble. And you're not in trouble. There's nothing in trouble right here going on right now physically for you. Now, people that were in Cali, people that were in North Carolina with the storms and all the stuff that was going on, all those things that was going there, it was happening to them. That's when you need your brain. Woo! That's when you need your mind at that point. That's what I meant to say. You needed your mind at that point to be able to think for you on a, like, okay, we gotta go. What do we do next? It's the only time I need my mind like that. But I don't need my mind to overthink if I should post today. That's diabolical to me. Why do you need your mind to tell and overthink safety when it comes down to posting? Why do we do that? Why? You know, you're using your brain for the wrong thing. You don't need to decide if you're going to post today. You just post. That's your creativity. Just saying. You're using it for the wrong thing. Because one of the things that happens for us is that when it's time to use our mind for the critical things that our emotions and our body feels threatened by, then we can step into, but we haven't conditioned it because then we'll just fall out because we'll be so, like, our nervous system will be so shattered. But even then, you need your intuition more than anything right now. You need your creativity more than anything. So all the overthinking about posting, you're trying to be perfect and you want to be different. That's another thing too. Stop always trying to aim to be different than people and just post. You're different anyway. The way your voice is different. I don't want to sound like Coach so-and-so. I don't want to sound like Coach Jay. And I don't want to sound like it ain't about sounding like anybody. I just need you to come from your own authenticity and just do the thing. Y'all be worried about the wrong stuff and you be the only one worried about it. Nobody else is worried about it but you. Nobody else. Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares but you. It's literally you. As I told y'all, some of y'all own op. It really is. So you have to start thinking about, like, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing with my focus? What am I doing? What am I doing? And it really is about you stepping into your greatness. Okay. Next thing I'm going to say, I am releasing today. It's actually two things I'm releasing today. The biggest thing I'm releasing today is called the Show Up Strategy. It's a 21-day visibility strategy for people who are scared to show up. It comes with prompts. It comes with a portal where you are going to receive dripped courses and messages from me. And every few days, you're going to get a video from me that are pre-recorded with a message straight to you. It is so good. I had a couple of people to test it out and they were like, girl, this is good. Like, this is really, really good. It's only $97. It comes with, I got it packed with stuff. So some bonus videos to keep you motivated, but I want y'all to start showing up online. I want you to start doing that. I want you to start building your platforms and start monetizing yourself. Do not think that you're late. You just need to get started. Okay. I could tell you that you're late all day, but if you start today before all this stuff's like really like right now, this is probably the best time because a lot of people are just like, everybody out there is like screaming. Okay. Everybody's screaming right now. There's a lot of people mad. But if you're here and you're listening to this message and you're like, man, you're right, Coach, I got to just go ahead and just make it happen. Like literally just go ahead and just make some time and just do it. But it's packed with so much value. It's coming out today. And then I have another one that's called the Confidence Calibration Kit. It comes with a meditation by yours truly. Yes, your girl does meditations. And it has some other pieces connected to confidence. And it's going to be a lower price product, just to help you with confidence to show up. And then I'm going to offer both of them as a bundle as well if you want to get 2 for 1. Okay. But I want you to choose yourself. I really want you to choose yourself this time. And I want you to start having some level of understanding of where you are and get busy and track yourself. Write the things down, like schedule your stuff out. Start your YouTube. If you already have a YouTube, get more consistent on it. Even if you take let's say you take a day and you just batch it out. But you got to get serious about it. This is work. Like what you are doing is creating the infrastructure and the foundation to outlast you and also to take care of you and your children. Just think about it. If you just get with the program and, you know what I'm saying? Like push that content on out, push it out, push it out, push it out. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to compound over time. And then people are going to continue to catch your content, because this stuff is, it makes rounds. YouTube, I still see videos on my feed that were 4, 5, 7, 9 years old. So people are getting paid from content they posted 9 years ago. So just think if you get started now, 9 years from, you know, everybody, y'all okay? Like, is this making sense? Like, are y'all, like, I get TikTok. I want you to keep, but we already know that TikTok is up for grabs. Microsoft is in talks to talk about it and to buy TikTok. So we'll see how that works. I don't know about Microsoft, but whatever. I really don't know about Microsoft buying TikTok. I think it's kind of weird. I don't know why they are interested. I would have thought, I don't know, I would think Gary Vee. Gary Vee, I think, would have been a good buyer for TikTok, but I don't think he can afford it. Take about vitamin. Stepping on toes. We hear you go. Yeah, you're right. Let me get this together. And it is what it is. It is what it is. There's no perfect time. Like there is literally no perfect time. You don't have to look a certain way. She said, look at Jackie Aina with the category going back to 2010 on YouTube. See, I remember when she first got started, I used to follow her. But I, kind of lost, because it was my other channel, my other email that I had. And when I tell you, when I saw her on TikTok, I was like, is that the same Jackie from back in the day? And I was like, what? And I'm just so proud of her. I really am. The CEO from Singapore not going to give up TikTok. I thought he gave it up already. You know that she said that CEO. The CEO from he even got, did he put CEO back on his TikTok account? Because last time I heard that he took his CEO off. His title for CEO TikTok is gone. That's what I heard. And I want to say I kind of saw it, but I don't remember. I don't be looking that hard at folks. I just be like, oh, okay. But if you start today, you can build momentum today. There are people right now, they're monetizing themselves in 30 to 45, 60 days. Also, like I'm monetized on Facebook, right? I get a check from Facebook. I get a check from YouTube. It's not that much, but it's definitely climbing. My next one, however, is Threads. Okay. Because I love me some Threads. I couldn't stand Threads at first. If you are a writer and you don't feel like showing your face all the time, get your booty on Threads. And it really doesn't matter how many times, because right now the algorithm is so open with Threads, and it's kind of still early adopter, and it's going to grow, but they're getting ready to introduce ads. So if you are if you're interested in Threads, get your booty on Threads. And it does not matter how many times you post. It doesn't matter. Like the algorithm is so very, very, very lucrative right now. It's very open. It's very much so like Instagram used to be when it first came out. You remember Instagram, if you remember back in the day, it was like the algorithm was chronological almost, but it was like everybody could see everybody's stuff. So it's kind of like that now. It's like Twitter, but a lot more is better. Better. They dug me themselves to hell for my opinion, and I love them for my engagement up. I'm really working on getting monetized on there. I have 2 threads that's kind of going quote unquote viral. And I think that you have to have at least 10 threads that are doing at least 5,000 in views. Glessy, I'm gonna be honest with you. You probably have to up that bowl because it's literally like 10 an hour. And I know you can't, if you can't, you can't. But it's so much better. Like it's so much better. I really like it. But engagement is everything on there. So I did not know that, and I just found this out the other day, that replies, responses, reposts also count. Because I know sometimes on some platforms, reposts don't count. It used to be, Sasha, exactly 30 plus a day. Like you really got to go in on Threads and engage. Yes, I've gotten more stand views from Threads, which I'm very like, and I got my first sale on there yesterday. I was like, what? And I've gotten several email subs from there too. Yes, Leslie, like if you could schedule them and then spend the rest of the time, if you're going to be on there, engage with people, oh my God, you're going to grow. I love Buffer. I use Buffer myself. It's a sophisticated cookout, isn't it? Kristen. Yeah, 3 a day is just no. Like you can go in. Ads are coming very soon to Threads. That's why they're doing all these bonus payouts. That's what I'm trying to hurry up while the getting is good, because they're doing like $5,000, $7,000 payouts. Like I'm trying to like hurry up because it would be so nice to get that chunk of change. It'd be so nice. I'm trying to pull it in, baby. I'm trying to put it in. Let me start posting my testimonials over here. Yes, screenshots of stuff does very well. Like my TikTok, my thread that I was talking about, the move that I did here, that's still shifting around too. Yep, Glessy, they're talking about ads, and that's just the point. The point of most social media apps is data. Data is gold. And I don't know why people get so upset about Threads. If they put ads on here, I'm gone. Bye, because that's the whole point. I mean, these boys want to make money. What are you talking about? Like, you sound silly. So, and these are business owners that be talking. Like, I'm like, y'all do understand that this is how this works. Okay, this is how this works. I had a post get 10,000 views on Threads, and I wasn't even trying to. See, that's what I'm saying, Courtney. You can go viral on Threads while the getting is good. I don't think it seems like, and I don't know if this is true or not, if anybody knows of any in-depth things, but I don't think that videos get as much traction. I do think pictures do, like screenshots of things, or like text message conversations, or client testimonials do very well on there too. But Threads, I think it's worth getting on now while it's still climbing up, because like I said, when they introduce ads on there, that's when it's going to get a little bit more complicated. The algorithm is probably going to change. So you really want to get in there, because you got to think about it from a business model standpoint. Before ads are introduced, a couple of things have to happen. You got to get enough people on there. And the algorithm has to be so good that, because people come back when the algorithm is favorable for them. So when you are in the early adopter stage, it's a free for all algorithm. So people are gaining followers, like people are, taking their followers to the next level. Like it's very, very up, and people can gain fast. It's when ads come in, because now they have to justify the business model, and they have to justify ads, and then getting people to pay, like companies pay for ads. Even people like the little small business owners, they invest in the ads. So you want enough data. Courtney, it'd be 10 folk up. Yep, contrarian content is very. Now, one of the things I am going to beef up though this week is engagement. I'm going to really beef that up, because engagement is very key, and you gain a lot of followers that way. So I think that what I'm going to do is spend more time on the engagement piece of it, and shifting over there into that, and then making YouTube. Of course, Facebook is always going to be the core platform, because Facebook is home for my business when it comes down to marketing. But we are going to beef up the reels. We're going to take some of this information, and we're going to slash it up in some of these other videos. But see, that's the thing too, is that you don't have to worry about, like, where am I going to get content from? You got content. You got more than enough content. You just have to, like, everything is content. Take your phone. If you're going to the mailbox, you know what I'm saying? Film your feet as you're walking to the mailbox. I mean, I know this a lot, and you're like, oh, I just want to go to the mailbox. So, okay, do you want money or not? Do you want content or not? I don't have any time to do content. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You always have time to do content. I feel myself making coffee this morning. I haven't posted a reel yet, but it's going to get posted in a minute. But you're going to have to come from multiple streams. You're going to have multiple things happening in your business. Y'all understand? So I just want to kind of give y'all insight to that. And like, your content just has to be consistent. And if people say you're working too much, you're setting up the foundation. I want you to always think about that. Like, you're setting up for 2027. You're setting up for 2030. You're setting up for 2035. And literally sitting in the car. You can sit in a car and be drinking your Starbucks or coffee or whatever, or I don't care. Me and Yonsei I was walking Yonsei. In fact, we're finna go walk today. Get some sunlight, get some vitamin D processed. Okay. We're finna go out, and I'm going to be filming as I'm walking. Content. But if you're not posting and creating, like, get some of that stuff off your phone. Get off your phone talking to people that don't make no sense, and focus. So everything is content these days. You have to start thinking about it from that standpoint. TikTok is, we got ads on TikTok now. Facebook been had ads. Twitter, got ads. Threads is up. It's about time. It is what it is. So get very, very free on Threads right now. Okay. Things will change later, but right now the algorithm is wide open for you. So it would behoove you. Another thing too, LinkedIn. I'm going to throw this out there too. LinkedIn's, from what I found out, I took some extra notes. If you're going to be on LinkedIn, short form content up for grabs. Short form content does very well on LinkedIn. Okay. Now, again, it goes back to, if you're going to be selling courses and stuff like that in short form or short term containers and, intensives and stuff like that, then yes, short form content is the thing over there for you, but you definitely need to mix it up. So I'm just trying to put that out there so you can catch it. But if you're going to be on LinkedIn, short form content is out there. I think you need to thread that into some of your marketing. Okay. Just content marketing. Think about that. It does very well. Also, 2% of the users on LinkedIn are creating content over there. There's not a lot of people that are creating content, but they doggone sure are reading it. Okay. So a lot of these people are at work. So if you're free and you're out here and you just kind of doing things, it would behoove you to be a little bit more present on LinkedIn. And even if you just post quotes or post insights or statistics and tell why, and it's kind of short, like 1, 2, 3 sentences, live stream does very well on LinkedIn. And even if you want to go all in per quarter or per month, you just need to concentrate on mastering these platforms before you just kind of jump to the next place. Like right now, I'm focused on Threads. I'm not on TikTok right now. So Threads is my next place and I'm mastering because I want to get monetized on there too. So I hope that this video, again, this is kind of like sprinkle, but with business, because if you notice that Shira, Sprinkle, she has 2 channels, so she's monetized on both. Girl, bad. This one says she is the blueprint when it comes down to live streams. Yes, ma'am. Sprinkle is live for hours. For hours. One of this other content creator that I follow, he put all his videos together and made a 24-hour personal development live stream. So it's like all of his repurposed content in this 24 hours. It's like, that is so dope. Like, I love that. So people are just coming in like 24 hours of the day. He's just somewhere else making money. I just think that is so interesting. So he around is, just somewhere like chilling, and he got 24-hour live streams of his videos. And then he has like shorts and stuff like that. Don't let me find out how to do that, because I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out this week. I'm gonna have a 24, once or twice a month. I'm gonna have a 24-hour Coach J Day. And it's gonna be coaching and bringing stuff up. It's just gonna be a whole bunch of live streams I put together and just stream. In fact, I'm gonna learn how to do it this week. We're gonna just Google, Kyla. We're just gonna Google, girl. Like I do, look, ask ChatGPT, she know everything. Or DeepSeek or whatever, because I didn't go to DeepSeek. So all we gotta do is find out. It's just a quick question. The question is, Mika, yeah. She's asking my take for hand back. Yeah. Just quick question. Quick answer. Just like that. Now the thing is that you gotta find the time to do all it, like whatever it is. And it may be fast. It may be really, really quick. You never know. You never know. So, nothing is too hard right now. We just have to be creative and find out what is going to be the best bang for our buck. Okay. What is going to give us the most time, but the best return as well? Because we want to return for our time, even when we're not spending time, right? So I just think this is good. This is really good information. We just have to get busy. Like, your children are your children. And oh yeah, Mika, you got time, girl. You got time. I've tried Deep Seek out now. I want to see if she can come up with an online business. Yeah, I didn't do Deep Seek. I don't have time to go and try stuff. Like, I've tried out. I think whatever I got now, that's what I'm rolling with. Like, I don't have time. Like, when people be like, "Oh, this new system out," I'm like, y'all can have it, because right now I'm systemed out. I have everything I need. Because if I try to do anything else, I'm not going to. Now, Sora on ChatGPT, Sora is the bomb. I have videos in the matriarch in my coaching program where I taught them how to do it and showed them kind of how to use Sora. But Sora, you take pictures and you can create videos from them. It's so cool. AI. So for their marketing materials and stuff like that. And but one of the things we have to do is just really get creative on the type of videos that we want to put out into the world. Also, like videos, posting videos, period, for YouTube. Having some, quick how-to tips, how to create y'all, they got videos about how to put your Google Calendar together. Like, some people don't know how to do that. How to make your Google art pretty. Oh my God, I'm gonna try this. Like, it's so basic, but people love it. So anyway, this was good, y'all. I thank y'all for riding with me. We gotta get busy, y'all. We just gotta make some money, period. Like, we just gotta go on. We just got, baby, we just gotta go on. If you are interested in joining the Contrarian Collective, it is $197 per month. It is going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. Like, my vibrations was raised last time. Like, I was just like so excited. It was like one of my favorite nights. Like, I love the matriarch too. I get so excited about the matriarch, but it was the contrarian was also like, because I was talking about like spiritual stuff. I took a break from business and talked about how, infusing faith and principles and wealth and structures and focus and esoteric things. Like, it was so good. And then we have the book club. Y'all know I love to read. So all kinds of things. Yes, guys. So if this is something you want to do, you better get on in. It's going to be awesome. I got somebody else in the DMs that asking about it too. So I'm ready. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. We're going to keep going. We're going to make it work. Yeah, I'm going to do more lives, Glessy. I'm going to make sure I preserve my energy. And, but yeah, we're going on, y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.